So today I woke up sick, okay? I have a sore throat, I'm coughing, I'm fatigued, and yet my stupid self is here trying to make a YouTube video. What I really should be doing is getting rest. I'm one of those people who hates getting rest. I hate sleeping. I need to never, if I could never sleep, I would do it. Surely because I think it's just a waste of my time. But the reality is that it's not a waste of my time, okay? All humans need rest because that's how we regenerate. It's how we regenerate our minds, our spirits, our muscle, everything. Everything regenerates with sleep and rest. So then why am I here preaching for you to get rest while I myself am not getting rest? That's a great question, Johnny boy. Let me explain to you the mathematics of my stupidity. Ever since I was in high school, I would rather go to school with a fever rather than miss class and have to get all the homework and deal with all the catching up work. Basically, I don't like having to catch up. And this, of course, moved on into college, where I would multiple times go to class with a fever that was not manageable. And one time I went to class with a fever during COVID. And I wasn't showing positive or anything, and I don't even really think I realized I had fever at the time, but I was definitely feeling a bit off. And this might seem a bit extreme. I didn't always do this, okay? There were times where I didn't care about missing class, or times where I didn't go to class even when I wasn't sick or anything of the sort. And I'm sure it wasn't only the fact that I didn't want to play catch up in class. There's probably some more subconscious trauma response to this entire thing, but I'm too fucking sick to figure that out right now. So now you might ask me, why are you making this video anyway? You're not working anywhere, there's nothing for you to miss, no deadlines, no nothing. What gives? Well, the reality is there is a deadline. I post every week. I want to have at least one video a week go up, and I will have that video go up on a Wednesday. And I already had to catch up because I was away for about a week on a trip. And of course, I woke up with a fever. Fun stuff. But I actually haven't been sick in a while now that I think about it. Probably at least a year. Although it's pretty crazy that I haven't gotten sick because I've led a pretty unhealthy lifestyle overall the past year. Before I quit my job as an editor, I used to not give myself enough rest. And what I mean by that is that I would just work and work and work nonstop. And in many cases, I wouldn't even take weekends off, mainly because I didn't have time to take them off. Or rather, not I didn't have time, but I just wanted to be ahead of it. So if I wanted to, I could take a whole week off. And sometimes I would get a random day off that I didn't take off because I was afraid that I would be behind if I didn't do something productive. What that causes you to do is that causes you to burn out, no matter what you do. But when you're sick, it does not matter, okay? It does not matter how much you try and push through it. Your body is telling you no. Okay, you will be miserable no matter what if you're sick and you try and get through a day of doing work and stuff. Now, I will say I've successfully done work many times throughout a day, even though I've in some cases had a high fever, but it's not healthy. It's not a good thing to do for you or the people that surround you. In fact, I think I went to class one time during COVID with COVID, which was a very stupid idea of mine, but I don't think I even realized that I had it at the time. I just was in denial because I didn't have a test that was showing positive. In any case, if you don't get the rest you need, especially when you're sick, things start to not work very well. In some cases, you'll be sick for longer. Another thing that happens is that you will basically be off your game. Right now, I'm off my game. I don't know in what direction this video is going to go. So I'm going to use my lack of clearness and consistency with this, or my lack of being able to stay on topic, to show you how important it is that you get your rest and that you do things the proper way. I think a good example of this whole get your rest thing is from Mike Menzer. Mike Menzer was notoriously known for doing the least amount of work and getting the most amount of rest when it came to bodybuilding. Apparently, when he was training for Mr. Olympia, he would only work out 30 minutes a day, 4 times a week. Can you imagine that? Arnold Schwarzenegger would have fucking lost his mind if he heard that back in the day. But I digress. The point is that this guy went to win Mr. Olympia, which at the time I think was one of the most prestigious bodybuilding competitions. I don't really know that much about bodybuilding, but he went on to win Mr. Olympia. When Mike's other bodybuilding counterparts would work out 5 to 6 times per week, 2 to 3 hours per session, Mike would just train 2 hours per week total. That's it. And he won. Because he worked smart, not hard. And you can of course apply this to other things as well. If you force yourself to work 12 hours a day while feeling sick and not being in the game, you'll probably get an hour's worth of actual things being done. But if you choose to work 4 hours a day and you're locked in the entire time, you'll probably get 4 hours of work. It's not necessarily about the amount of time you put in, it's about the efficiency and the actual usefulness of putting in that much time. So no matter what I say, no matter how much I think that I don't need more rest than I actually do, I most definitely do need it. But I'm a stubborn bastard, and I don't like getting rest. So this is me telling you, don't be like me. Get your rest. Do what you're supposed to do. Because otherwise, you will have a higher likelihood of failing. Don't go to school with a fever like I did, bro. It's okay. You can catch up. You can miss a day. This is one of those do as I say, not as I do type of situations. I hate having to point out my own hypocrisies in life, but there we go, you know. Also, fuck being sick, dude. I went out one time, okay? I went on a small vacation and I got sick instantaneously. And for all of you that are about to jump at me for complaining after I made a video about not complaining, I don't care. Jump at me. Today, I'm making an exception. In any case, here I am making another video because I love doing it and I'd rather do this than to just sit on the couch and do nothing. And the funny thing is I have the most busy day ever. Like today I'm recording this, I'm probably going to edit it and make all the packaging for it. Then I'm going to go help a friend of mine film his own video. And I have to do some other stuff that I cannot talk to you guys about yet because it's a big old secret. Now, something I didn't mention though throughout this entire video that I just thought of, back to me being disorganized today. People also sometimes have responsibilities that they can't get away from when they're too tired and they're sick. Okay, sometimes people don't have days off when they're sick and they need that paycheck. Or sometimes people have something that is super huge that's due that day, like you have a big event that could cost your company millions of dollars if you don't attend, something of the sort. When it comes to days like that, by all means, go in there, bust down the door with your 110 fever and try your best. But be warned, because nobody is worth your health, okay? Nobody. Not your job is worth your health, not your friends, not anything at all. Because without health, you have nothing. Without health, you can't do your job. Without health, you can't hang out with your friends. Without health, you can't do jack-a-diddly squat. If you're a professional basketball player, you break your arm and you try to get back out there too quickly, you run the risk of never playing basketball again. And that applies to any other kind of thing. If you work in marketing and you're about to lose a client because you have a deadline that you're going to miss because you're sick, that client and his business is not worth you being sick for an extra month, 2 months, or however long because you made the stupid decision to go into work that day. So if you have an unhealthy relationship with being sick and getting rest like me, here's what you should do. First things foremost, sleep. I had a friend back in middle school who apparently would get a fever, right? And then he would proceed to sleep for a full 24 hours, and no matter what, he would be ready to go back at it again the next day. Seriously, he would just sleep for a full 24 hours. No waking up, no meals, no pee breaks, nothing. Just a straight-on onslaught of rest. And bro is always healthy a day later. I'm not sure if that carried into his adulthood, but hey, I'm sure there was a reason for why it worked as a child. Another thing, and I stress this with the utmost importance, don't be a stupid motherfucker. Go to the doctor if you think that things are bad, okay? I'm not saying go to the doctor for every chance of fever you get or every sniffle you get. But if you think that you're actually having a straight up total organ failure, you need to call a hospital. I don't care what country you live in. I don't care what the deal is. If you can get yourself extra help, you should go get it. Humans were not built to deal with their own illnesses by themselves. We are notoriously bad at that. And I say this coming from a family that does not trust doctors for a variety of reasons. But at the end of the day, they will most likely know more than you, okay? Unless you're some crazy savant that knows the entire big book of medicine from Fallout 3 somehow. And I'm sure my American audience will give me the insurance question, the health insurance question, and that's going to cost thousands of dollars. Again, if you die, nothing is going to matter. No amount of debt that you would have been in will matter because you will be dead. There are plenty of times where people have just gone for a normal checkup and realized they have walking pneumonia. Like fully functioning person has walking pneumonia that could have killed him if he didn't go to the doctor every once in a while. And the final thing, don't medicate with bullshit. Okay, don't just go and read up on everything and say, oh, I need this medicine because I read up my symptoms. Because guess what? Most symptoms of virus A are going to be the same symptoms as virus B. So on top of going to the doctor, don't take medicine that you don't know is going to work. Okay, don't go buying over-the-counter medication for no reason if you don't have any clue what you're trying to treat. Now, does that mean don't take fever medication or cough syrup? No, that's not what that means. But don't go buying some crazy thing that you saw online because the fucking medicine guru said it to you. Go to a real doctor. Anyway, I don't really have that much else to say about this right now. Just get your rest. Don't fucking be stupid like me and ignore your body and the signs and the warnings. Go to the doctor, get the medicine they prescribe you, get your rest, check yourself before you wreck yourself. And as always, good night and good luck.